What's up, YouTubers? Rich from 2RC Productions here, and today I want to go over something that I haven't really went over other than showing it in my collection that I have it, and it's the Pro Boat Blackjack 9. We haven't done too many boat videos. We mainly do cars and trucks, work in a flying machine every once in a while, and I like to have variety. Different people are into different things, and I like to mix it up. I like to run helicopters, quadcopters, boats, trucks, cars, and it is summertime now, and normally we run the boats quite a bit from the springtime to summertime, but in actuality this year we haven't really ran the boats. Now Ryan has been talking about wanting to get the Pro Boat Impulse 9, which is a deep V. This is the catamaran version of Blackjack. So he's been putting some money together and he wants to get the Impulse. And my Blackjack I have had, this is not a new release and it's been out for some time. I've had this for probably, it was when it came out, I'm guessing probably about 3 years now. And I used it the first season quite a bit. I bought it, used it the first season, and then I had some problems with it. Now, I want to do a little overview on this. It is a 2.4 gigahertz controlled boat with a full-size controller. And this is the standard ECX Pro Boat, which is Horizon Hobby. See the Horizon label right on there. Standard controller, which is extremely comfortable. They use it in a lot of their other, I think they use it in the Torment now. They went back to this radio. It's used in the 18th scale models, the 110 scale, the Pro Boat models, and it's an excellent, excellent radio. It's got the textbook flip-up door, servo reversing, steering dual rate, throttle dual rate, on-off, little door, short antenna, very comfortable, rubber grip, comfortable in the hand, 4 batteries, so it's pretty light. And I've had quite a few boats over the years. I've had many different boats. And boats, man, boats are tough because you're dealing with constant water. And in the past, I've had a lot of trouble with boats, bad design and so forth, and not taking into account that these things are going to get wet all the time, the people that are designing them, and it's made me pretty upset in the past. But when this came out, it's modeled after their larger size boat. And when I saw these come out, I thought, man, this is really a cool boat for pool racing. We have a 21 round above ground pool, and you get a little bit bigger boat in there, and it's, you know, it's too much. It's too hard to control in there. The pool's not that big. So I was looking for an alternative. We had the Zigzag Racers, turned out to be a big flop. I had 3 of those things. They all turned out to be junk. They got wet, they locked up, they constantly taking out water, just poor design. Rubber band attached cover on them. I mean, they were fun, they handled well, but just complete garbage design. So I picked this up, like I said, a few years ago, and my initial impression right off the bat with this thing was it has a standard brush motor. Take the little canopy off. They put a rubber gasket seal around the opening, which is awesome, and it keeps the water out. Believe it or not, this thing, when it's running in the water, is so low in the water, and the water actually comes up over the top a lot of times and skims over it, and it never takes on any water. So their gasket design really, really works well. You see it's got the standard drive shaft in there. It's got the steering servo, micro servo. It's got the breakaway rudder on it. This thing, if you hit something, it'll pop up. The little shaft with the prop. It's got these trim tabs on there that you can adjust for how you want the thing to sit in the water. They're stainless steel. You can see the micro motor in there, micro brush motor. It's got a water pickup right here. Water passes through, goes through this tube, runs on this little cooling element. It's supposed to dissipate some of the heat on the motor. And then the water exits the side, which is really cool. It's an excellent looking style. I mean, the boat just looks really, really cool. It's got an awesome hull design. The paintwork is incredible. The decals look nice. They give you this little stand with it, this Pro Boat stand. This whole package goes for $79.99. And when you think about it, you think 80 bucks for this little boat, but it's actually, the thing is so fun and the handle's so nice that when I got it and the quality of everything, I thought, man, it's worth it. It's worth it. You get the full-size radio, you get the battery with it. The only thing I don't remember is if a wall charger came with it. It does come with the standard nickel metal hydride battery dynamite pack, which I'm actually using in my SEX10 for my lights. So the fact that Ryan was talking about getting this boat, I thought, well, might be time to get this thing running because I haven't done one with it in a couple years. And what had happened with it was two things that happened. The motor burned out prematurely, which I thought, but you know how I am with break-ins? I did not break this motor in, and it lasted a partial summer and burned out, locked up. So I'm going to order a new motor this week. I'm going to order a new speed controller because what happened, the speed controller worked. It's an all-in-one unit, ESC, all-in-one receiver unit. And what had happened was one of the wires came out. It's a waterproof ESC. One of the wires had pulled out, and the stub was so short that I wasn't able to solder it. So I pulled that out, and I have to order a new one. You can get a new ESC receiver combo for $19.99, which isn't too bad. And the motor goes for like $12. So I'm ordering a motor, ESC, and a battery finally, and I'm going to get this bad boy running. So what I have to do now is I'm going to work on taking the drive shaft apart, taking the coupler apart, getting the motor out, getting the cooling element off the motor, and get this thing all torn down and get it set for when the parts come in. Then I'm going to put all the parts back in there, get it all assembled, and then we're going to do a little run video. And I'm hoping that Ryan has his within the next couple weeks. We go and get his, and then we can do some running together in the pool. So this is the Blackjack 9 from Horizon Hobby. Really fantastic looking boat. It's really, really a cool boat. I'll spin it around for you here. Handles excellent. I'm very curious to see how the Impulse handles. It's a deep V again, like I said. So it's definitely going to handle different than the Catamaran. But $79.99 Pro Boat model. Very cool boat. I was disappointed with the fact that the motor failed. But it is common, and I did not break the motor in, so I have to kind of blame myself. And they are only $12. So we're going to tear into this thing. I'm going to get this motor ripped out and the coupler ripped out, and we'll check back in. Alright, taking this coupler apart. I don't know if you can see this pretty good, or too good, but they're little tiny set screws on there, and they're pretty tight. So I got my little container over there to hold the parts in there. Putting my screwdriver on there. I bought these set of screwdrivers, man, from Harbor Freight when I was in there, and I bought that 9.6 rotary tool. And I know they're cheap tools there, but this is a precision screwdriver set, and I want to say it was like $7 or $8 or something like that. I mean, ridiculous. And again, I like the Made in America stuff. I like to buy stuff made in America. Most of the stuff nowadays is made in China. I happened to grab this because I thought it might work out great for RC. And these screwdrivers are like for cheapo set are like the best screwdrivers I've had. They got the swivel top on them, real sharp edges. They're precision electrical screwdrivers, and they work great for the hobbies. Okay, so I loosened that coupler up, and now you can see there's separation from the motor. So really, I should be able to just unscrew the motor brackets, and this thing should pop right out. I've never had this all the way apart. The wire is already disconnected for the motor leads because I took the ESC out. So the only problem with the micro stuff is it does get a little bit hard to see. I'm getting a little older now. My eyes aren't the best. I don't have the best lighting in the hobby room as of right now. And some of the parts are really, really small. But the good thing about this is there's not that many parts to it. You start getting into like disassembling the micro trail trekkers or the micro T's and stuff, and forget about it. To be honest, that's why I don't use them all that much, because I don't want to have to take them apart. Alright, so that bracket comes right off. That thing just sits on there and that traps it, the hose, so we can just move that out of the way. And the motor should pop up. Okay, that thing, let me see if it just pops up. That's all that holds it in there, so should be able to pop it right up. Ooh. Okay, the drive shaft's still kind of in there. Yeah, so I'm going to have to slide it forward a little bit. Might have to take the back part out too to get that drive shaft up a little bit to get the coupler off. Take this bracket off too. Might have to take the whole thing apart, the stuffing box, and get the prop out the back. That's a little bracket comes off there. This should release that a little bit. No, it's not. Alright, I'm going to have to get more into this and take this, I'm going to have to take the drive shaft out the back probably to get that out. Get down to the bottom of that and I'll check back in. Alright, the drive shaft just slides right back. Once you take that bracket off, you can slide it right back. So I'm taking the prop back. Get enough separation between here. I'm up against the rudder now. Should have enough separation here shortly to be able to pull. There it goes. So now the motor is out. Here's the leads. Take that out. Take the coupler off because we want the coupler to stay in there. I'll put it in the parts bin. So you put the stuff in the parts bin and then you don't have to worry about losing everything. You close that lid, and now I have this apart is I'm going to pack this all up with marine grease before I put it back together. See the shaft, there's the outer housing, the brass rod there, and then the shaft itself goes in the middle of it, and it's a tight clearance, and basically the grease that you have on there kind of seals it off from letting water get in there. So I'm going to pack this all up real good. So the motor is junk. What I always do is, you see this motor here, it's got nice little wire leads with bolt connectors on there. And what I always do is I save everything because you never know. So I know the motor's junk. So I'm just going to take these two leads and I'm going to cut them as long as possible. I'm going to take the motor, throw it in the trash can. Boom! That was it hitting the trash can, the bottom of the trash can. Now I take the bolt connectors and then I stick them in with my extra parts for future use. So my goal is this week I got to order this stuff, and hopefully it comes in this week, and maybe I get this thing together before the weekend. Otherwise, I might split this video in two so it's not too long, and then once I get the parts in, get everything in here, and then do a run video for you guys. So, alright, till next time, Rich from 2RC Productions here, showcasing the Blackjack 9, telling you the issues I had here, the parts I'm going to get it back together, and we're going to get this thing up and running and do a sample run. So, thanks a lot for watching. Please don't forget to rate, subscribe, and comment, as always, in no particular order.